Hello, this is John Piper with the weekend video clip, and Saturday the 27th of January, and we're looking at the chart of the Dow to start with. There's a bit of a sort of has it seen the peak event a few days ago when it fell over 1% in a single session. 99 more times, there'll be nothing left, but that won't happen ever, I guess. It's just going up, continues to go up. I mean, I guess rather like the cryptos were doing last year. Every sell-off is a buying opportunity. But there'll be no really big sell-offs for quite a long time now. And when it comes, it'll be a bit of a monster, I suspect. A lot of people will be caught out, but they should have plenty of profits to rely on, other than the latecomers, which of course was the same with the cryptos. Looking at the DAX, this is the 3-hourly chart. We have this clear A, B, C. I mean, maybe there's a 1, 2 there, 3. ABC 4, and there's fifth wave 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 down. Fairly short term, A, B, C. So yet again, maybe worth watching this action on Monday. If we start coming down from here, it's not possible the peak's actually in. It's going down. In fact, quite a clear pattern here. Peak there, 1. ABC 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, third wave, corrective fourth wave, and then straight down wave 5. And again, a very clear A, B, C, B, and then this dawdling C wave. Not actually over yet, but we could see a reversal come Monday. Around the 50% level is around this level here, so quite close to current action. That's worth watching, as is the Fibonacci 61.8% level. My foot is interesting as well. This is the peak. I guess there are two ways of counting this. It could be a 1, 2, and a 3, 4, and then a clear 5 wave there. I mean, in fact, the one problem we have here is that the this, which could be an ABC, A, B, C, and then a B, and a C. So the A and the C are equal length approximately, so the 5-wave count is uncertain. One alternative is that it could just be simply a 1, so this could be a 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 2-wave, 3-wave, 4-wave. So rather like the DAX, you could see a sell-off come Monday. In the case of FTSE, it would count best as a 5th wave, but it could be a third of a third. And we see acceleration at this point. I think it will all be part of this third wave. So 1, 2, and then 3 down, allowing the DAX to do a third wave as well. So that could show quite a lot of weakness come next week. Obviously, I'll be monitoring this and sending out alerts in the WhatsApp room and to subscribers if we see something interesting. Now, one thing that is interesting is the currencies. This is the pound dollar. My view is that there is a tipping point in hand whereby the fiat currencies are going to start to react to the huge money printing operation that's been going on for many years now. We've got a chart of the dollar going back 100 years or so. You see that there's been like 90%, 95% depreciation, just like the Roman denarius declined by the same amount back in the day when the Roman Empire was still going. Of course, that actually was part of the reason why the whole empire collapsed. And the US empire is also in a collapsing phase, with power probably transferring to China and the East. Now, could this be the start of that tipping process? We've seen the dollar weaken quite a lot this year, and that could see some acceleration, I feel. Perhaps not quite yet, because the other issue is that the other currencies aren't really so far behind. Maybe the pound and the dollar, maybe the pound and the euro have less of an issue with money printing than the dollar does. And having an empire, I think, bankrupted the British Empire back in the day again. Maybe having an empire is going to do the same to the US, as history often repeats, as people fail to take account of its lessons. Anyway, let's look at this chart. Right, my preferred count here, the dollar was back at, sorry, the pound was 170, above 170 in 2014, so we've got a 1, 2, then a 3, which counts fairly well as a 5, again, I guess. And this was all an ABC correction as a fourth wave. So the first wave is here. So fourth wave shouldn't go above that low, 145. It's not there at this point. We have a spike. In fact, this is a weekly chart, by the way. But this now can be calculated impulsively. It's not an easy account, but 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1 of 3, 2, 3 of 3. Now that would allow for a lot of continuation here, and you know, a truly weakening dollar, which will disrupt the economy. Well, once currencies go on a kilter, the whole sort of international trading situation can become rather confused. The dollar will of course fight for its rights, and of course it has the biggest army around. So you know, any kind of situation like that would tend to unsettle equities and perhaps lead to the collapse I'm expecting to start this year. I think it's a fairly critical chart. Difficult to read precisely, as I say, we are at that point where it could still be a correction. Again, I think the wave count is pretty unclear either way, really. It can be counted either way, I think. So a sharp reversal here, which I was expecting the dollar to see some kind of reversal, but it hasn't done so since in any meaningful sense. So it's a bit touch and go. I think my view is the Fiat's the place not to be. You don't have cash. Gold and the cryptos where I'm transferring my money to at the moment, reducing cash balances, so gold stocks, cryptos, etc., etc. And if things go horribly awry with the currencies, then that's the place to be. I think debt's going to be a big problem. Property is going to have another setback this coming year. So again, the safe hedges. The safest hedge is probably gold. I think the cryptos have a solid backing. And in fact, I think the cryptos exist because of the problem with fiat currencies. You know, there's a rationale why they're there. I think money will go into them. Maybe not as much as gold and silver, but then there's a lot more scope for the cryptos to increase because the market cap is so much lower than gold and silver. And I think someone said that Bitcoin had to be 100,000 plus as a minimum to replace the gold stocks. Maybe in a million. I'm not quite sure, but there's a need. You know, if the space is going to grow to equal the gold and silver space, then the valuation of the cryptos will be huge. Right, let's turn to gold. This was a peak we saw back in 2011. So we had a clear ABC, so this is a correction, which is an important point. ABC B wave. I think we had a one wave down to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's probably a 2 there. So that's a 3 with a triangular. So it's a bit of a messy count, but with a triangular move to there, which was an A, B, then a C. Finishing there with a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to complete. Fairly messy, a bit academic in some ways. We then have 5 waves up here, which is clear. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Very sharp ABC decline down to there. Now this is a bit of a nightmare to count. I would think probably this is a 1, ABC 2, and a 1, ABC 2, and now we're in the third wave. But it's really got to prove itself. And we need to accelerate really to see this actually motor. But there's a lot of potential here, as you can see. I mean, the peak was around 2000. So gold doubling from this point is certainly very much on the cards, especially if we see this tipping point coming in on the Fiats. Let's look at the short term. Again, there are various ways to count this. I mean, there are 5 waves to there. Let's call that 1, 2. Makes that a 3, 4, and 5. This then becomes a 2 wave, which is very subnormal, but then that's what we're seeing. Followed by another 1, and then A, B, and this could be a C down. Let's go down a leg again, actually. Okay, well, it counts best in that case as an ABC, followed by a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and this is a flat by the looks of it. So in that case, we're about to go up again. Fairly clear 1, 2 pattern. I wouldn't be surprised to see that actually broken. We can't coming down here at all. Obviously below here, that would obviously change the count. But right now, you can buy, well, depending on the open level when the market's open again, around 1,350, stop around 1,340, say, £10 a point, £100 risk for a possibly massive move up to 2,000 at some point. So if you hang on to it, which is of course far easier said than done, 600 point profit, £10 a point, £6,000, so £100 risk. That would be a nice trade. There would be carrying costs as well, of course, to take into account. So I think this is a buying opportunity, and what we see on Monday would be interesting. But again, I'll be alerting you in the WhatsApp room, etc., depending on what happens. Right, silver's interesting. Rather neglected silver of late with the cryptos. I'll take up my time. We have a clear 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, a clear ABC correction, quite a nice one with a couple of spikes, followed by another 5 waves up, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, suggesting that we are now back in an uptrend and that we've got a third wave to come in. Again, it would be no great surprise to see this taken out. I mean, it's possible the count is slightly different from what I've actually outlined. It could be that the 5 actually peak is here. So maybe we're going to see a fallback, but at the moment, let's go down a little. Alright, so here's the ABC, A, B, C decline. This is a 15-minute chart. Followed by what looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, A, B, maybe with the C wave to come in. But again, we've got the same kind of close stop level, these lows. So again, depending on what comes on Monday morning, it might be a buying opportunity. Right, on to Bitcoin. I saw the peak around 20,000. We saw an ABC. These spikes don't appear in all charts, but that's an A, a B, and a C. Nice and clear. I thought it might go a little bit lower than that. In the event, though, this is insubstantial. Let's go down and have a look at the rally since the low. Right, this looks like an ABC. There are alternative counts, but it's the easiest count to make. It also looks like an ABC. So it looks like we're seeing a continued correction. Possibly an A, B, maybe a C. Could be a triangle of some sort that's developing. It's taking its time, and then the first time I've seen Bitcoin move so sluggishly over a period of time. The whole week has been spent just going sideways around the 11,000 level. One other kind I want to have a look at. Right, this is the what I call C wave. It could be that the C wave is a 1, an irregular 2, then a 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, and 4 down here, 5, then a big 4. It's rather large compared to the 2 wave, which is would be here. Well, that wasn't a regular 2 wave, it's possible, I suppose. And this is actually 5 coming in. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, and we're going down. So it's complex. I still think 768,000 is a possible target. This can be counted as a 5, but it's a very messy count. So we just need some determination which way we're going. Basically, we're going sideways in this range I mentioned earlier, as the market tries to make its mind which way it wants to go. Long term, I think there's no doubt that cryptos are going to be a major force this year. In the short term, anything can happen. Ethereum has one slightly more positive count. This is a low, similar pattern down to the low. There's a 1, 2 here, 3, then we've got this triangular 4th wave thing there. It does count fairly well as that with a 5th wave there. So that does count 5 waves up. A, B, C down. 1, 2, 3. This is a 4, and it's gone down below the low of 1. So that's again not good news. Again, it's messy. There are positives here, but it's a messy count, and we've still also got the triangular count here, which is looking increasingly likely, and also a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So right at the point. In fact, that's probably the best thing to look at. Where we could break out upside, we could break up downside, and that might discern what's going to happen. If it's a false breakout, then look for a breakout the other way. I think it looks to me as if we're coming to a point on Bitcoin and Ethereum that next week should be decisive as regards the shorter term action. Right, on that note, I'll call it a day. I found it interesting and useful. Back to the report on Tuesday morning, subscribers. Have a great weekend. beautiful day out here in Spain. I hope the weather's similarly good where you are. Thanks for listening, and bye for now.